This is a brief introduction on how to use StatCrunch when working with your My Math Lab assignments. Notice that we have here on the right-hand side a button called StatCrunch. This button will get you to the StatCrunch program and allow you to calculate things like the standard deviation and the range and many other things. Now, here's your data, okay, 51, 51, 62, 66, 58. You can certainly work these problems using the formulas, and I urge you to do that because it'll improve your understanding. However, for those who are finding this daunting, technology does a lot of this for us now by hand. And so what we're going to do is, you see this little rectangle here with the shadow box? Click on that, and it'll give you some options. Select the first one called Open in StatCrunch. And StatCrunch is coming up, and now there's some issues here that students may have with Java. We'll get to that later. But the first thing I want to show is how to get to your answers directly for this particular problem, the basic statistics that it's asking for. So notice that StatCrunch was open and the data was copied for you directly in there. Okay, now there's some buttons on the top. We go to the fourth button on the right called Stat. And we look for Summary Stat, and we look for columns because we have our data in a column. Click on that. And it comes up with a window, and it says Select Columns. Notice that it has the title of the column up here, bar 1. Now, you have the data selected by clicking on it, and we could actually just click Calculate. There's options that you can select here. You can change what's going to be reported, but even before you make selections, it's pre-selected things for you, like the mean, the variance, N is the sample size, standard deviation, standard error, which we haven't studied, median, range, min, max, the first quartile, the third quartile, all these things that you have learned already and are asked to calculate. And then we just go along and calculate. And lo and behold, there are our answers. So all we need to do is put in, like here the problem says, put in the range. The range is 15. Okay. Now it asks for the sample variance. The sample variance, which is called the variance in here, is 44.3. It says round to the nearest tenth. If you have to have more decimals, yes, you may have an issue, but you could probably configure this to give more decimals. So anyways, I'm going to put in the 44.3. And you get the answer. And now they want the sample standard deviation. We should know that it's just the square root of the variance. But so all you really need to do is use a calculator that gives you the square root. But there it is. Anyways, in the report, standard deviation 6.655. And now what does it say? Round to the nearest tenth as needed. So to the nearest tenth, that would be what? 6.7. So let me put 6.7 here. Got the answer.